go. Okay. So again, for those of you who are just hopping on, welcome. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from, just city, state, or country, and then put a one if you're brand new to this. Put a two if you have some experience with making money online, or with digital marketing or something like that, and you're just trying to learn some more skills. Um, this training tonight is going to be geared primarily towards beginners. So I'm going to be going over like the basics, the basic framework of what I do, and but I'll also be going into some more advanced stuff as well. So it's a space where everybody can learn something, but it is primarily focused towards beginners. So if you are familiar with this process, just bear with me as I go through the basic stuff. But Jay in Vietnamese, awesome, welcome. And a little bit about me. If you don't know who I am, my name is Ben. My wife Danielle and I do this together. She's kind of taken more of a backseat recently though because of her health and stuff that she's been dealing with. But I'll tell you a little bit of my story. Um, we started doing this about 2 years ago. Okay, prior to that, I'm an Army veteran. I was in the Army for a while, and I got out of the Army because I wanted to spend more time at home with my family and actually be able to like be present and not, have to be gone for weeks at a time or months at a time. And so that was kind of the goal when I got out of the Army. And so I started like trying things with jobs in corporate America. I was like, this isn't that didn't work out too good. I ended up getting laid off, and then I was just like, this is awful. Like I'm dependent upon other people telling me whether or not I get paid and whether or not my family can have what it needs. I don't like that. So I started kind of a long journey of trying to figure out like how can I actually have financial security? Okay, how can I actually be in a place where I'm more in control of my finances, I'm more in control of my time and my resources. And so I started looking at all different kinds of things, you guys. I mean, I was like you name it, I tried it. Everything from uh, real estate, flipping land, um, flea markets, uh, Etsy, MLM, like all the different things. Okay. And some things I had some success with, most of them I didn't. But throughout that whole journey over like many years of trying different stuff like that, like I wasn't finding a place where I was actually having freedom of time, where I was actually being able to live my life and be with my family and take care of them the way that I wanted to. It was always like at least, 8 to 12 hours a day of hard work to just like make it work, right? So if you can identify with that, just like put an emoji in the chat, where you just feel like you're just grinding constantly and never getting ahead like you want to. So that was me 2 years ago, except take a step further. Where I was at when I first got started with this, I was like unemployed. I had no income, and I was like under a mountain of debt that was just getting bigger every single day. Okay, like we're talking six-figure debt. Okay, so I don't know if any of you on here have debt, but it is really overwhelming. First of all, it's like really like suffocating, and it's just really hard to like feel like there's light at the end of the tunnel when it just keeps getting bigger every day, and it's like the interest payments are huge. I was just like, man, if I have to work a regular 9 to 5, I'm never like I don't see how I could ever pay this debt off, to be honest. So that was where I was at, and I'll make this. I'm making this a long story long, but to shorten it up, let's just say this: I ended up seeing people on social media. They were talking on Instagram about stuff you see people talking about, making money, with 2 hours a day, and digital marketing and affiliate marketing and stuff like that. And I was like, man, I've been there, done that, bought the courses, and it was never what I wanted, never what I was looking for. So I was a little bit burnt out and skeptical of it, and I was just like, okay. But then I ended up seeing somebody that I knew who they were, like a friend of a friend, and they started posting about it, and they made like $200,000 in a couple months, um, and and they were like posting about this, and I was like, I know they're not lying, like they're good people. So that's got to be legit that they're doing that. And I was like, how? How can you make that kind of money when you're just getting started with something if you're only putting in a couple hours a day? It doesn't make sense to me. So I started asking questions, and I'm a very thorough person, so I asked a ton of questions, very skeptical. I was like, I want to know that this is not a Ponzi scheme. This is not a crypto scam. This is not a like illegal something that's just going to like dry up after 2 months. Like all those things that were running through my head, right? And so I asked a lot of questions, and when I got to the bottom of it and I ran out of questions, I figured, okay, I mean, this must be legit. So I gave it a shot. Okay. I purchased a course to learn how to do this. It was $500. And after about a week of running through that course, like my hair was on fire, and I was probably putting in like 4 or 5 hours a day to like get through that course and set everything up. Okay. Once I launched, I was only putting in 2 hours a day, and I made $10,000 in my first 30 days. All right. That completely blew my mind. I was like, how did that just happen? Now, obviously, it wasn't the 200 grand that my friend had made, but I was like, 10,000 in 30 days. That's life changing for me. And I was like, if that's the beginning, then what happens next if I keep going with this? So I just kept rolling with it. Ended up scaling it to 30,000 a month within 6 months, and then kept going. Here I am 2 years later, making over $60,000 a month, and still only putting in a few hours a day. So um, it's been a crazy journey. I tell you guys that story mainly just because I want you to understand like where I came from, and the fact that I started with 0 followers. Okay. I literally started a brand new social media account when I started this. I didn't tell my friends and family. I was not like cold calling people or anything. I just followed the steps, put the systems in place, and started knocking out my daily checklist. And this happened. All right. And so if I can do that, and I can be sitting here after just 2 years making more than most CEOs make, then that's just proof that anybody can do this. Okay. So um, that's my story. I want to get into not just like the hype of this though, because there's so many people out there. Like, how many of you guys are, on social media, and all it is hype, and everybody's just telling you how much they made, and never actually telling you how, and you're just like, okay, I get it. Like, you've got a basic free guide that tells me nothing, but how do you actually make the money? um, so yeah, drop some exclamation points like Gabriel if you identify with that. Um, it's a madhouse out there, and I get it. So I want to give you guys as much value as I possibly can on this call, and answer your questions and help you just wrap your head around. I'm not going to be able to explain to you every piece of the puzzle on this call, but I am going to give you like a basic rundown so you can wrap your head around it and say, okay, now I get how it works. Is this something that is interesting to me and that I want to get into or not? So that's the goal. Um, so quite frankly, I wish I had a webinar like this before I started, because I had to like hunt people down and like irritate them with too many messages and questions before I could figure it out. So I'm speaking to myself 2 years ago right now. Okay, so let's dive in really quick on the basics of how this business model works. All right, there's three basic pillars of this business model. There's three basic components that you need to be successful. So if you're taking notes, the first one is you need to have a good product. Okay, doesn't mean you have to. How many of you guys are like scared as soon as I say that, because you're like, I don't have any products in my garage. I don't have anything in my cupboard that I can sell. Okay, I get it. You do not need to have a product right now. All right, I'm going to show you in just a second how you can find a product. Um, but once you have your product, then the second thing you need is you need to have a platform or a pipeline to sell that on the internet on autopilot. Okay, so basically all that is just, it's a website where people can purchase the product, they can put in their credit card information, and they can make the purchase, and you don't have to actually be on the phone to make it happen. Okay, that's the second component. I'll show you in a second how you can set that up really easily How many of you guys are scared with number two now because you're like, I'm not techie. I can't build a website. That sounds like crazy. Yeah. Okay. That was the part that really threw me in the beginning is I was like, man, I never even took a computer class in high school, much less college. There's no way I'm going to be able to like set this stuff up. Um, but trust me, if you guys know how to like build a piece of furniture from IKEA, or if you've ever done like a Lego set, if there's an instruction manual and the pieces are there, can you put them together? Most people can, and that's really how this works. Like if you've got the right instruction manual, which I'll show you how to find. Okay. Um, so that's number two is the platform. The third component is you need to have people. Okay, you need to have traffic to your website. So you can set up the best product and the best website in the world, but like if you don't have actual real people that are interested going to it, you're never going to make any money. So those are the three components you need to have. I'm going to go more in depth on each one of these, but just so you understand the basic framework there. Um, let's dive in on the first one. Okay. The first one is the product. So, like I said, you do not need to have a product to start off with. There's two basic like umbrella categories within what we do um, that you can find a product under. Okay, one side is affiliate marketing. All right, you guys have probably heard that term. Affiliate marketing is where there's somebody out there who's got a product that they're selling, and you can partner with them, and they'll pay you commission if you sell their product for them, and it goes through you. Then like they'll give you a percentage of that sale. So you don't have to have your own product because there's people out there that are like, hey, I'll pay you, anywhere from like 5% up to like 90% commission if you sell my product for me. Okay, so that's affiliate marketing. The other side of the equation is direct sales of products online. Okay, now when we're talking about direct selling, it's mostly going to be digital products because um, most people are not going to like actually create physical products and sell them. So that's a little bit crazy to try to do that unless you have like a warehouse that's manufacturing things. Okay, so we're talking about direct selling of digital products. Now, you can create your own digital products to do that, or you can find products out there with master resale rights or PLR rights, which is essentially where you get the rights from the creator of the product to be able to sell it as if it were your own. So it's kind of like white labeling. You basically just get the rights to it, and then every time you sell that product, you make 100% profit on the sale as if you created it yourself. Okay, so those are the two basic categories: affiliate marketing and direct sales. But I do a combination of both, and you can be just as successful with either one. It's just a personal preference. Um, but let's dive into how you can actually find these products out there. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you guys just a couple websites. It's not difficult to find products. There's millions of options out there that you can pull from without even having to create your own product. So let's see, where's my screen that I want to share? Well, there it is. Okay. So here's one example. Can you guys see my screen? Give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Awesome. Thank you. So this is Digistore 24. Okay, this is just one website out of many. I'm just showing this as an example. I don't have any affiliation with these websites I'm showing you. It's just they're out there. Okay, Digistore 24 is one option where you can join for free. It's free to join this platform, and they've got thousands of, like you can see right here, it says 8,500 offers in 44 niches. Okay, thousands of different digital offers that you can literally just like click and get an affiliate link for and start advertising and selling online. All right, you can see that they're actually selling because it says right here over 5 million products sold last year through this platform, $3 billion in sales. Okay, so it's not like this is just like you have to get lucky. Like there's a ton of people out there making a ton of money just from this one website, which is just the tip of the iceberg. Okay. So with this platform, you can literally just grab an affiliate link for these different products that are on here and go to town. Um, so that's one example. ClickBank here is another one. This is just another example of the same type of thing. You create an account with them, and they've paid out 7 billion in commissions, so that's even more than the other one. And then they've got all different kinds of offers that you can tap into that are affiliate stuff as well. Okay. So those are just a couple examples. Now, um, you can also partner with like big brands and things like that, like uh, you know, Nike, or you can even be on like Amazon affiliate program, all those different things. A lot of those do require to have like a minimum follower count, okay, in order to get into the program for the big companies, okay. But platforms like I just showed you, you can literally start with 0 followers, zero credibility, zero experience, and still have access to tons of different things. Making sense so far on the affiliate marketing side of things and how you can do that? Um, if you wanted to create your own product and you wanted to go that route, um, honestly, it is not as complicated as you might think. A lot of the people that I work with one-on-one with my Elite Mentorship program, when they come in, the first conversation we have over the first couple sessions is talking through what they want to sell and figuring this out. And so I'll ask all kinds of questions about their background and what are their interests and likes and dislikes, and trying to see like where's the crossover between what they have in their back pocket in their life, knowledge wise, and something that is going to make money online that actually meets somebody's need, helps somebody solve a problem. Okay. And you'd be surprised the kind of stuff that like people are just sitting on that's a gold mine that you can literally turn into a digital product using ChatGPT in about 3 hours and turn around and sell it and make really good money, first of all, but then second of all, help a lot of people who don't have the knowledge that you do. Okay. So I've helped a lot of people go that route as well. If that's something that you're into, don't count yourself out. All right, so we've talked about the product. Once you've got a product that you're ready to take to market, let's talk about the second component, which is how to set up an automated online system to where whenever somebody wants to buy it, they can do it without actually getting on the phone with you and handing you their credit card. Okay. Because how many of you guys are like, I do not want to be on the phone collecting people's credit card information and like trying to get them to buy something, right? If you're not into that, raise your hand or put a thumbs up in the chat for me. That's not something that most people want to do or spend their time doing. Okay. So the whole point of this business model and the whole reason why I love it is the fact that it only takes a couple hours a day. And if I need to take a day off or I need to take a week off, or my wife has an emergency and we've got to go to the hospital, which has happened many times, um, like I can still be making money because I've got something that is sitting online all day, every day, 24/7 that's able to like sell my product and collect payment for my product and deliver the product to the customer. And I never had to even be there. So that's the beauty of this. That's how you can make money in your sleep. So let's talk about how you can set that part up. Once again, if you're afraid that you have to be super tech savvy or like know how to write code or any of that stuff, it's not a problem here. Also, a lot of people think that this is like really expensive to do, and you have to like pay $5,000 to get a website and all this kind of stuff. Okay, you definitely do not. So when I started, the only thing that I paid for was a website domain, which is like your www.mybusinessname.com, and an email address to go with it, which is basically like ben@yourbusinessname.com. Okay. I paid $50 for the whole year on GoDaddy to get those two things. Everything else I did for free. I made my first $10,000 without paying for anything else. So if that like, if that's a concern of yours that you have to like spend a lot of money to make money, you really don't. So let me share my screen again. I'm going to show you guys the platform that I use personally to get started, to build my first website. And it's still one that I use to this day, although I've got multiple now, multiple platforms, multiple websites, but this is one that I still use. Okay, so System.io is it's a really great tool. It's an all-in-one marketing platform, as you can see. But you can literally create funnels, you can create websites, you can create email campaigns and actually run email campaigns through this website. Um, it's got everything that you need, all the building blocks. And what's really cool about it is that it's uh, very intuitive and user friendly in the sense that you don't have to write code. It's just drag and drop. And there's literally website templates there for you. I'll show you here. Inside this is like inside an account. If we go to sales funnels right here, to create your website, let me move this out of the way. Hit create. Let's say you want to sell a product, okay? And we're going to put this in dollars. Okay, and we're going to do that, okay? So this is what happens, okay? It's going to automatically populate a basic 2-page website, and then it gives you all these templates to choose from that are already built for you. Okay, so by the way, I forgot to mention this. System.io is free. Okay, it's free to create an account. It's free to use these tools. They make you start paying, I think it's like $30 a month for the next tier once you have 2,000 email contacts. By the time you've got 2,000 people on your email list and you've got that much traffic to your website, you should be making plenty of money to be able to justify $30 a month. So it's kind of a no-brainer. You can work for free until it makes sense for you to upgrade. And then you're already making money at that point. Okay. So there are tons of templates. Like I can't even show you how many templates there are because there's just so many. But you basically just choose one that you feel like fits what you're selling. Doesn't have to be exact, but maybe you just like the vibe of it. And then you select it. And then you can edit the page. And all the functionality is already here. Like it's just basically like you just change out what you want to change out. Okay. So let's say you want to change out this picture. You just click on the picture, you upload from your computer, you upload a different picture and it replaces it. Okay. Or if you want to change this text, you just click on it and it's just like a Word document. You can change it out just like that. So it's literally super easy to fix a website, make it look exactly how you want it to. If you wanted to change the background color here, we're going to go here. Actually, wait. Let's do it right here on this section. Background color. Let's change it to red. Okay, and then we're going to, it didn't take, you know what? It's because it's got an image over it. Let's delete the image. There you go, red background. Okay, so anyway, the whole point is that you can edit this to your heart's content, and it's really way easier to create a website and get it up and running than you would think. So this is System.io. Like I said, I learned how to do this and I got everything set up for this in literally 1 week. Okay, I didn't know what I was doing. My website honestly looked like garbage. Like it was like all weird colors and it was like bad fonts and it looked crazy. But I just went for it and I launched and I started making money within a couple weeks, even with the bad website. And then of course I learned how to make it look better and it, refined it over time. But I want you guys to understand that you do not need to have some like perfect design background in order to be able to make significant money doing this. Okay, let's talk about the components of what you need on this funnel because I want you guys to understand how to set this up to actually function properly so that you can make sales And like I said, do it with automations that make it so you don't have to be working every day on this. Um, so if you're taking notes, let's start with the first component. And this is kind of the core, the basic part is you want to have your sales page for your product. So what does that mean? It means that you're going to have a web page just like the one I was showing you on System.io that has a picture of the product. It has the basic bullet points of like what it is. Basically, you just describe it and you say like, this is why it's amazing. This is why you would want it. Tell people about the problem that it solves or the solution that it offers. Um, and then you've got a place where they can put in their payment information, which sounds technical. On System.io, you literally just click a button, you set up an account with Stripe, it's free, and then it auto populates in there. And there's a credit card form. I don't know how it does it, but it does it. And when people put in their credit card information, the money goes to my bank account. That's all I know. Okay. So it works out good. So that's the basic, the main part is you need to have that sales page in place. In addition to that, I recommend having uh, a landing page that happens first. So and we're going to talk about how you get traffic to your website here in a second. That's the third component. But when people come to your website, the first thing that you want to do is you want to give them something for free in exchange for them giving you their contact information, their email address. And you might be asking, like, why would I do that? Well, the main reason is that when people go to a website, they're usually not always hot and ready to put their credit card information in. Okay. Usually the first time they're going to a website, they're just kind of like checking it out, like feeling it out, seeing what it is, just curious, but not ready. So if that happens and they go to your website and you don't collect their information, then they might get distracted, maybe even before they even learn what your product is. Maybe their kid like falls and skins his knee and they have to go take care of that. By the time they come back to their phone, it's already like refreshed and your website's gone and they move on. The chances of them coming back to your website are so small because there's billions of websites out there. It's so small that you basically just lost that customer forever. Okay. But if the first thing that they did when they got to your website was you're like, hey, subscribe to my email list and I'll give you this free guide or I'll give you this 15% coupon code, then they're going to put in their email address just to like get onto your website. Now you've got a way to follow up with them. And then tomorrow they're going to get an automated email from you telling them about your product. And they're going to be like, oh, I totally forgot about that. Let me go back and check that out. Okay, so now you've got a way to actually keep that customer engaged. So let me explain how this works. Um, and honestly, I didn't have this when I started. Okay, so when I started, all I had was a sales page where people could buy my product. When I incorporated this giving away something for free to build my email list, I started making, I went from 10,000 a month to 30,000 a month in 1 month. Okay. So that's how much that changed my business just by incorporating that one thing. So, uh, so the first step is figuring out what are you going to give away for free. That's why you see a lot of people offering a free guide, on social media, like comment guide, get my free guide, right? That's the whole purpose of giving away something for free is so that you can get people into your funnel. Now, it can be anything. Okay. It can be like a recipe, super simple. It doesn't have to be anything complicated. When I was first getting started, like I just had like a Word document that I was sending people. Okay, so it's not like it wasn't even anything technical or fancy. Once you've got that free thing that you're going to give away, then you're going to create another page on System.io, and it's going to look like I'm going to share my screen. I'm just going to show you guys what it looks like. Okay, let's add a step here, and we're going to call it 3D landing page. And for this, we're going to do an opt-in page. Choose a template. And let's, wait, that's the wrong page. Okay, so they've got all these templates for this, and it just makes it super easy. So let's just find one that's easy. Okay, let's just select this one, edit page. Basic components are already here. All you really need is you're just gonna like edit the text to make sense for your free guide. You can just make it say something like download my free guide. Okay. And then the email form's already here. You can change the button on the text if you want to, just to make it say, okay. Sorry, my internet's really slow right now. All right. And then it's really easy to set that up. Once that's like you edit all the text, you do all that stuff, then the next thing you're going to do is you're basically just going to like link up the automation, and it's literally the instructions are so easy. You just follow the instructions. Put in the automation to where it downloads the free guide form as soon as they click that button, and it uh, connects an email campaign. So this is the second piece of this. So you got your landing page where people can download a free guide, and then you set up in the back end of System.io. Literally will take you 30 minutes to create a series of emails using ChatGPT. I can give you a prompt that literally will create these emails for you in 5 or 10 minutes. And then you're just going to copy and paste those emails over into System.io on this email campaign template. And then every time somebody puts in their email address, there's this automated series of emails that gets sent out daily over like 1 or 2 weeks with these marketing emails that's going to sell your product for you. All right. So you've got that in place. And then inside those emails, there's going to be links back to your main sales page for your product. At the end of the day, you can make this funnel more complicated, but if that's all you had was those components right there, that's enough for you to make 6 figures plus on the internet. Okay. So I just broke down my exact strategy for you guys. That's it in a nutshell. How many of you guys have questions about that? Because I know I kind of blazed through that really quickly. Hit me with any questions you guys have before I move on to the third component, which is how do you actually get people to your website? Any questions? If not, I'll go ahead and just keep on moving. All right. So, okay, we got one from Summer. Did you go from 10K to 30K in a month by using more products? Um, no, it wasn't about adding more products. It was about giving away something for free for the product I already had. Okay, so it was really just about getting people into my email list and having that email campaign that was automated so that and there was one other thing that I also did at the same time that I think was co-responsible for the growth. Um, I'm going to get to that when I go into the social media part of things, but um, but basically that was all I did. Um, now let me just run through really quick in case some of you are like still trying to wrap your head around the funnel. All it is you set up a landing page for your free download that you're giving people away. Okay. People put in their email address there. Then you've got an automated email campaign connected to that inside of System.io. And then you have your sales page for your product that actually is where people can actually purchase it. Okay. That's all you need to be successful. Um, iPhone said landing page used to collect emails. Yes, I'm not sure what the question is, but that's that first component. The email campaign is what provides the increase in successful communication or bringing people back to your page. Both. So most people don't realize this, but most it's a basic marketing principle and sales principle. It takes 7 interactions on average before somebody makes a purchase decision. Okay, 7 touch points. That can be like, let's just look at a regular product. Maybe it's like a new pair of shoes or something like that that Nike comes out with. Okay, so usually it's going to be you see it on TV on a commercial. That's step one. You're not going to go buy the shoes immediately, usually when you see it. But then, oh, now you see like a celebrity wearing them. You're like, well, I guess they are cool. And then you're going to see an email from like DSW or something that's going to be talking about how there's that shoe that's on sale right now. And then you get the point, like 7 touch points, and then you're like, okay, I can't take it anymore. I'm going to buy this. Okay. So psychologically speaking, if you're only connecting with your potential customer once, your chance of getting a sale is very low. But if you have an automated email campaign that's set up so that when they go to the website for the first time, they're locked in to the next 2 weeks of emails, then even if they only open half your emails, that's 7 touch points right there. And then they're going to be 10 times more likely to buy. So that's the whole purpose of this. It's just really just giving continued exposure, overcoming objections, helping people really understand, like, yeah, I actually do really want this product. Um, okay. And then Jennifer asked, where do you find products to sell? And do you create landing page for every product? So that's a really good question, Jennifer. And I went over where to find the products. There's a lot of different places. Digistore 24 is one, ClickBank is another. You can ask ChatGPT where to find affiliate products, and it'll give you like tons of options. I even do that to this day when I'm looking for something specific. Okay, so the question about creating a landing page for every single product, it depends on the product. Okay, there's some products out there that are just super basic and super easy, and I will just create a really like a button. You can create a storefront on System.io. Have you guys ever heard of Stand Store or Linktree? Anybody ever heard of those? Basically, those are just some more well-known website builders where you can have just like a menu of products that each one has a button that says like click here to buy, basically. So you can just do a menu of a bunch of different products if they're all kind of related, instead of creating a whole separate landing page for each one. But if it's like a major product, like if you feel like it's like maybe it's a high ticket product, or maybe it's something that is very different from the other product that you're selling, then I would create a separate landing page for it so that you can really get people on a separate email campaign and all that kind of stuff. So that's how I would approach that. Okay, so let's get to the nitty gritty of probably the most challenging and most important, I would say, part of this entire process. More important than the website, more important than the funnel, or sorry, more important than the product. And that is, how do you actually get real people with real money to get to your product and decide to purchase it? Okay. How many of you guys just go ahead and drop an emoji in the chat? Give me your best like overwhelmed feeling emojis if you feel like you have to have a ton of followers to be successful doing this. Nice. Okay, yeah. So there's a common myth that if you want to make money online, you've got to have a lot of followers, and it's just that, it's a myth. Okay, I even thought that was true up until I started doing this business. The proof for me personally, the proof that is not true at all, is the fact that I made $10,000 in my first 30 days, starting with 0 followers. And even at the end of that 30 days, when I'd already made $10,000, I still had less than 1,000 followers. Okay. So if I can do that with that few followers, then that proves you don't need to have a ton of followers. Now you're looking at me now, and like most of you guys probably came from either my Instagram or my TikTok. I've got a combined like 280 or 90,000 followers at this point. Okay, that's why people think you need to have a lot of followers to make a lot of money, because the people that are making a lot of money have a lot of followers. But what's interesting is that it's not cause and effect. Both of those things, the money and the followers, are the result of doing the right actions from the beginning. Okay, so if you are following the right checklist and the right strategy, and you're doing all the things that I'm explaining to you right now, you end up with a lot of followers and a lot of money. But it's not that you need this to get this. Does that make sense to you guys? So my follower count grew the longer that I was doing this, and the more money that I was making. But you can start from zero and be just as successful. Let me address one more common objection that a lot of people have, because when I start talking about social media, how many of you guys are really shy and you do not want to like be going live and like talking at a camera or even putting your face out there for people to look at? Anybody here? Or maybe you've got a high profile job, or maybe you have other reasons you don't like want to be visible to the public doing this. Or you're like, my aunt is really mean, and if she sees me doing this, she's going to be like coming after me and like pinching my cheek. So if there's a million and one reasons why people don't want to be doing this visibly to the public, but you can do this entire process faceless. And when we say faceless, that means that you're just not putting your personal identity as the face of the brand. You can stay behind the scenes and still do really, really well. One of my top earning students in this business that I mentor has done this faceless. All of her videos up until recently were of like just random stock footage. Okay, like random nature scenes. Okay, so you do not have to put your face on the camera in order to be successful selling stuff online. The main thing that you're going to want to do is just communicate the message and the value of the product that you're selling. Okay. So let's talk about social media and how it works. There is on the main two platforms that I use. I guess I'll just start there. Main two platforms are Instagram and TikTok. There's plenty of others. There's Pinterest, there's YouTube, Snapchat, all the different ones, Facebook. But in my opinion, the two easiest platforms to create a business like this on are Instagram and TikTok. Both of the platforms are very similar, but they have a lot of important differences as well. But to be quite honest with you, I post the exact same stuff on both platforms. Like my content is no different on either one. Okay. And I'm very successful on both. So you don't have to follow a separate strategy for either one. But what's interesting about social media, I don't think a lot of people understand this, but the algorithms that run these social media platforms and decide who sees what content, they're actually designed specifically to show everybody who's on there what they want to see. Okay, and the way that they make those decisions is because they track what everybody's stopping and watching, what catches their attention, what they like, what they save, what they share, what they comment, what they create. And they're just putting that all into this big AI supercomputer that says, okay, this person is interested in all these different keywords and all these different topics. And it ranks all that. And then it shows them content that is just going to feed their interests. So how many of you guys commented on or you commented on somebody's video about how to make money online? And then within a few days, like your entire social media feed was just inundated with like people talking about how to make money online. Does that happen to anybody? Anybody like sick of it at this point? Sometimes the algorithms are a little bit too good and they overwhelm you with like you just clicked on it one time and now it's like nonstop. Okay, so that is the power of these algorithms at work. So if you're thinking, like a lot of people think, that you have to pay for ads and pay for marketing on social media in order to get views, it's absolutely not true, because the organic structure of these platforms is such that all you have to do is post about a topic consistently over a long enough period of time to where the algorithm starts to understand, hey, this person is legit. They're consistent with posting about this topic and these keywords, and they've been posting about it for 3 weeks now. So we're going to start showing their content to people who are interested in that topic. And it'll do that for you for free. All right. Now there's a lot of like, specific things you want to do to make sure that your content is structured right and that it's put together correctly. And I'm going to go over that in a second. But all I'm trying to say is that you don't have to pay money to get in front of millions of people on social media. Okay. There's like billions, literally. There are, I don't even know the numbers currently, but like last year I looked at it and it was something like 4.5 billion people on a combination of TikTok and Instagram. And that's like your audience. Okay. You can reach all of them potentially. So, so let's talk about strategy here. The basic way that I ran my business from the beginning and still to this day, like my checklist that I try to follow. And I'm not perfect at it. You don't have to be perfect at this, but I try to post every single day. When I'm trying to grow, I'm trying to post 3 times a day. Okay. 3 reels on Instagram or TikTok videos. Okay. And I post the same video. It's called a reel on Instagram. On TikTok, it's just a TikTok video. But it's the same exact thing, just on 2 different platforms. All right. And then so 4 to 7 seconds for the video. The video can be of anything. Okay. It can be of like somebody's hand pouring coffee into a mug. It can be like pretty scenery in nature. It can be you folding your clothes if you're comfortable being on camera. Like you can be folding clothes. You can be walking down the sidewalk. It can be of your pet. I mean, it can literally be anything. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you're selling. Like the video doesn't matter. You got 4 to 7 second video. The time matters. Okay. You don't want to go too long. You don't want to be too short. But if you're posting like a 6 second video, and then you're going to put text over the screen. Okay. And that text is going to be, basically like just a really easy hook for your product or your whatever topic you're talking about. So let's say you're talking about relationships. And you've got maybe your product that you're selling is an ebook on like how to have better let's say like how to have more intimacy in your marriage, just making something up. Okay. Emotional intimacy. Okay. So if your book is about that, then you might have a reel that you post. It's a 7 second video. And the text on the screen might say, top 10 questions to ask on date night to get your partner to love you more. Okay. Obviously that's like, really, I probably wouldn't use that, but I'm just using that as an example. I just made it up. And then you'll have like a little arrow saying read the caption. Okay. Then in the caption, you'll have like more of a long form that just kind of says like, maybe it has those top 10 questions and it's just like, question asking is like a really great way to like build emotional intimacy. If you want my free guide on how to spice up your marriage in the next 10 days, comment guide and I'll send it to you for free. Now people are going to comment. And when they comment, you're going to have an automation that's going to send them a link to that landing page that we've set up for them to download your freebie. Okay. Now the freebie, they're going to download it. And then that freebie is going to direct them back to your main website where it's going to sell them on the product you're actually selling, whatever that is. But what's really interesting about this is that all you had to do was post that type of video 3 times a day, over and over again, consistently. You can even repeat the same content. Just use a new video. Oh, and I forgot to mention, you want to put a trending audio. Okay, so the audio is just going to be like whatever's trending on Instagram at the time. There's a tab when you create the reel that literally you can just choose from one of the trending ones. And if you're posting consistently 3 times a day, that's the 2 hours a day that this requires. Okay, because you've already set up your website, you've already set up all your automations. That's done. Now you're just posting 3 times a day on social media. It takes, by the time you're good at this, you can do that in an hour a day, easy. All right. In the beginning, usually it takes people like 2 hours because they're learning how to post and they're learning all these things. It takes a little bit longer, but you're just like posting 3 times a day, and then eventually the algorithm picks it up and it figures out, hey, this person's posting about X, Y, and Z, so I'm going to show it to people out there that are interested in X, Y, and Z. Those people are going to comment because they're interested in getting that free thing. The more people that comment, the more Instagram goes, hey, this is popular. This video is like getting a lot of comments. So let's show it to even more people. This is how people go viral. Okay. It's just a virtuous cycle where it blows up. And eventually, if you're doing this right, you're going to have videos that get tens of thousands of views, hundreds of thousands of views, millions of views. Even if you only have like 500 followers, you can still have a video get millions of views. That happened to me. All right. So now all these people are going to your website and you can just kick back and relax and just be like, cool, I'm going to take a vacation. I'm going to go sit on the beach. I'm knock out my checklist first thing in the morning, put my three videos up there, and then I'm just going to enjoy life. And now all these people are just like reading your free guide and going to your website, learning about your product, being like, hey, I've been getting emails for the past week from this person. I'm ready to buy this thing because it's going to solve my problem. Okay, so that's literally how this works. You guys understand now how it's like it's actually not that difficult if you've got a good product and you've got an automated system that sells it for you, and then you're posting consistently on social media to where you're getting enough traffic to all of that. Marie Pierre said, "Does it have to be at 3 different times during the day?" That's best. Yes, you don't want to post them all back to back. You want to post like a couple hours apart, usually if possible. Meal times are pretty easy, like frame of reference. If you want to post like breakfast time, lunchtime, dinner time, those are always good times to post. But at the end of the day, you're better off posting um, at midnight than you are not posting at all. So I would just say post when you can. The timing isn't like make or break. Um, okay, so I've gone through all of this. I know it's like drinking from a fire hose, and it's a lot of information. Um, but let me talk about a couple other things. I know we're coming up here on the hour. Um, if you wanted to get into this and you wanted to get started from scratch, you can literally go do that for free. You do not have to do anything except, like I said, the website domain and the email address so that you can run those email campaigns. Okay, that's $50 on GoDaddy. You can take what I've given you, this framework. You can use AI, you can use Google, and you can like fill in the gaps and figure it out for free. Okay, I'm probably the only person on the internet that's going to tell you that and actually like tell you, hey, you don't have to buy a course, you don't have to pay anything to anybody to be successful doing this. Um, but what I will also say is that um, if you want to fast track it, then there are options. Okay. When I got started with this, I was desperate. I was ready to make this thing happen as quickly as possible with as little stress as possible. So I paid $500 for a course to learn how to do this. Okay. And I'm so glad that I did because I wasn't doing trial and error and like trying to put the pieces together from 50 different people's advice. Um, so I would suggest to you that, if you're just like budget is the most important thing, go do this for free. Okay. Figure it out, do the research, figure it out. It might take you 6 to 12 months to do that, to really like get where you want to go, going at it on your own. But it's so worth it to do that versus not doing it because like literally it will change your life. Okay. But if you're like, I don't want to spend the next 6 to 12 months like with trial and error figuring it out on my own. I just want to follow a step by step method that's proven. then I will show you guys what I recommend as an option for a course to get started. Okay. I'm not going to push this on you, but I just want you to see what's available. So here's the thing. So many people out there gatekeep with their courses and they basically just want you to buy it in order to figure out what it is. I'm not that kind of person because I feel like I've bought way too many online courses myself, spent thousands of dollars on them, and then I get inside the course, and as soon as I get my login credentials and I get in there, I'm like, this is crap. Like, this is nothing of what I thought it was going to be. It's all fluff, it's all hype, and there's actually no real actionable material in here. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys, and I'm going to show you inside of Digital Wealth Academy, which is the course that I recommend for beginners. And I'm just going to show you what it has in it so you can understand the value before you even make a decision about it. Okay. So let me share my screen here. And let's go to Digital Wealth Academy. Okay. So this is inside the course. Can you guys see my screen? Okay. So inside here, this is the community tab. I'll just show you guys really quick there are some testimonials in here from real people. Okay, so you can see this person 10,000 sales with 600 followers. That was kind of like my example there as well. This is just from a day ago, 2970 in one day. Let's see, 8,300 in July. Let's see, 14K in 2 months selling my ebook. 50K in 7 months. So, I mean, these are just a bunch of testimonials, but let me show you inside the actual classroom. Okay, this is the actual course material itself. So each one of these blocks that you see here is a module. All right, so a module is a series of lessons on a topic. So if we go into the, let's go to the digital product crash course module. So you see there's like 10 lessons inside of this module. Each one of these lessons is a video that's like usually anywhere from 2 minutes to 15 minutes long. Okay. Very bite-sized chunks. It's not like sitting in a lecture in school because we all get bored with that way too easily. Like you're probably already bored with my webinar tonight because it's been an hour instead of like 10 minutes, right? Okay. So anyway, so you can see that there's like tons of video content in here. Each one of these modules is on a different topic. This course will literally walk you through so many different ways that you can make money online, including the strategy that I just mentioned, but it goes beyond that. All right. So as an example, these modules right here where it says set up with beacons, set up with fan bases, set up with funnels, of course, set up with System.io. Each of those is a module that teaches you how to use different platforms to build your website funnel. Okay, so System.io is the one that I demonstrated for you guys that's free to start. So this module, if you go through it, literally it walks you through creating your account on System.io, creating a business name, creating a logo, buying your domain and email address from GoDaddy, like I mentioned, connecting that to System.io. And every one of these videos, it's just a bite-sized chunk of information where they share the screen.
All right. So now that you've gone ahead and picked your domain name, I've gone ahead and done your logo. Let's go ahead and purchase that domain. So for testing purposes, I'm going to go ahead and choose a domain. I already have my own, but making money with NatalieG.com. We're going to do .com because most people always type in .com.
Okay, so you can see she's literally showing you exactly on the screen what to do. And then she's going to show you what to click. She's going to show you exactly like step by step on the screen. You can just follow along on your computer and you can do this like completely brainless. Okay. I feel like a kindergartner could probably follow this because they're, I mean, honestly, let's be real, they're better at technology than we are. But so anyway, you can go through this whole system. And by the time you get to the bottom of this one module, you've got your entire funnel set up on System.io and everything is done. Okay, it just walked you through that whole process. So that's how I was able to get through this in 1 week because I just followed steps exactly like this. All right. Go back to the classroom. All that I just showed you was just right inside this one module. Now there's a whole module on email marketing, which teaches you how to create those email campaigns. Goes into branding, a bunch of stuff you honestly don't need, but it's just going to be there. You have lifetime access to this to be able to continue to learn and get better at what you're doing. Okay, so it talks about how to sell in your Instagram stories. There's a whole module here on faceless marketing. So how to do specifically if you want to be faceless and you don't want to show your face, how do you do that effectively? Okay, there's content banks. These are all different content banks where you can get pre-made videos that you don't even have to film your own content. And it teaches you how to do all these different things specifically faceless. And then let's see what else is in here. Men's digital marketing module teaches like specifically if you're a guy doing this, it's a little bit different. Not really different, but it's just like anything specific to male marketing is in there. There's done for you reels. So already created for you, you can just pull straight from there. All things Instagram goes into a lot of detail about content creation, all that kind of stuff. All these modules here on photography, etc. Let's go to the next page. Next. Okay. Also, I didn't even get into this, but if you want to go faceless, you can build a AI persona, which is a fake person that looks like a real person, but it's all AI generated. So if you don't want to show your face, but you want to take a more face forward approach, then these modules will teach you how to create an AI persona that can be the face of your brand for you. How to use Canva to like create different things like ebooks and stuff like that. All the automation tools is in this module. Even goes into like how to legally protect your business, which I think is really valuable for beginners. Whole module on TikTok, creating your own course. If you want to do health and wellness, there's a module here. So you guys can see there's like literally tons and tons of information. It goes into Amazon, it goes into YouTube, Pinterest, print on demand. If you want to do network marketing, that's in here too. But it's tons of really great stuff. So I just wanted to show you guys that because I wanted you to understand that it's not just a bunch of hype and a bunch of fluff. It's actionable. It literally shows you like do this, do that, do this next, and you can learn as much or as little as you want to get your business up and running. Okay, that's Digital Wealth Academy. It's a one-time cost to get in there for life, and then that course gets updated constantly. Okay, so that those AI persona modules weren't even there a month ago. All right, but they're constantly adding new content. You don't ever have to pay for additional content. You just constantly have access to the upgrades. $497 is the cost. It's the same exact cost I paid 2 years ago for the course that I bought. It wasn't Digital Wealth Academy at the time, but based on the same strategy and structure. Okay. $497. There's payment plans as well. If you want to use a payment plan, if you're in the US, payment plans start at like $43 a month. So if that's something that's interesting to you, let me know. I will send you the information on that. Actually, just text me. I'm going to put my phone number in the chat here. Text me payment plan, and I can send you the information on the payment plans. And yeah, $497 US, Leslie, or $43 a month for the payment plans. And so yeah, if you need the payment plan, just text me payment plan, and I will send you the info on that. If you want to just check out more information about Digital Wealth Academy or sign up for it, I'm going to put this link here in the comments as well. That's the link for Digital Wealth Academy if you want to purchase that or just like read a little bit more about it. Okay. And okay, so that's Digital Wealth Academy. Now, there's another option here if because I had a lot of people who've taken Digital Wealth Academy and other courses, and they were like, they've come to me and they said, listen, I love the course. It's great information, but like I just don't have the time or energy or patience to like watch a bunch of videos and like do all this and try to, figure it out through all the videos. It's a lot. So they were like, can you just like handhold me through the process and tell me what to do step by step, just one on one? And so I was like, at a certain point, I had so many people asking me this. I was like, okay, sure. So I created my Elite Mentorship package. My Elite Mentorship is literally just that. It's one on one. It's hand holding you, like just you and me. There's no team involved. There's no group calls. It's just you and me. And I work through this entire process with you together, starting from what product are you going to sell? If that means creating your own product, I'll help you do that. And then I'll help you and guide you through building your entire funnel, getting it all set up so that I can be like, hey, this is exactly how I would do it if I was you. And then I help you set up your Instagram and your social media accounts and teach you how to post, teach you what to post, and get you up and running. Okay. And then I'll even follow you through and make sure that you're doing what you need to do to get the best results possible. All right. So, yes, Leslie's going. So, it is very time intensive, but you're going to get way faster, way better results because, like, I'm putting all of my experience and hindsight into your business to help you launch successfully. Um, so that program is $5,000 total. It's 15 session package where also unlimited text and email support. But I right now I have 3 openings for that, and for Labor Day I'm doing $1,000 off. Okay, so it's only $4,000 right now. There's payment plans for that as well. If you're in the U.S., it's only 200. Well, no, with $1,000 off, it's only $193 a month for the entry level payment plan. Okay, so much more affordable than just forking out a full 4,000 if you want to go that route. Um, but that's available. If that's of interest to you, then same phone number, text me the word elite, and I'd love to hop on a call and just kind of chat with you more about it and make sure it's a good fit for you. But but yeah, so my phone number's in the chat. Payment plan, if you want a payment plan for DWA. Elite, if you want to talk to me about the Elite program, we can also talk about the payment plans for that too. And if you wanted to have me build everything for you, that's also an option. Okay, so that would be the step up from the Elite Mentorship. It's done for you. And basically, we would just have a few calls where I figure out exactly what you want to do, help you decide what to sell, and all those things. And then I basically just create it all for you. I set up your business and I hand it to you, plug and play. Basically, go, here's the keys. And then I teach you how to run it. Of course, I'll mentor you through running it, but you don't have to do all the setup yourself. Okay. So that done for you package, that's going to be dependent upon what you want to do. So that's something I'm going to determine based on the level of effort it's going to take for me to build it for you. So we'd have to have a conversation to give pricing for that. But if you want the done for you info, if you want to have a conversation with me about that, just text me done for you, and be happy to hop on the phone with you and chat about what that would look like. So that's basically it. Now, I promised you guys that I was going to be giving away a $50 Amazon gift card for everybody who stayed till the end of the call. Not to everybody, sorry. Everybody who stays to the end of the call gets entered to win a $50 gift card. So I'm going to choose a winner here. And then also, I'll be sending you guys a bonus PDF that has my it's basically just like a quick guide, like how I made 10,000 in my first 30 days. Just goes a little bit more in detail on some of the strategies that I use for that. Okay. So I'll be sending you guys that for free as well by email. Do you guys have any questions before I do the giveaway? Any questions about the strategy, questions about Digital Wealth Academy, or anything like that? Okay, can you give me an example of a product you sold in the beginning? Yeah, so when I first got started with this, quite frankly, I was just like, I don't know what to sell, so I just like resold the course in the beginning, the course that I learned from. But I very quickly, within a few weeks of that, created my own product. I created like a little ebook. I created a guide on how to grow your social media account once I had like had some growth there. Um, and I was started selling that. And then I also have sold like physical products through affiliate marketing, like different supplements and things like that. That was really successful. I made a lot of money selling those supplements. Um, I don't do that anymore, but that was one of the affiliate marketing things I did. And then um, I've got a bunch of other things like different software tools and automation tools that are just like free affiliate programs. You can just grab the link and do that. Like one of them is actually really cool that I found. It's called repurpose.io. Every time I post on Instagram, it reposts that same content to all my other social media platforms. So it like automatically posts it on TikTok, it posts it on YouTube, and it posts it on my other backup Instagram account for me. So I don't even have to post on multiple platforms. I just post once every day on one platform. Um, that's repurpose.io, and I have an affiliate partnership with them. Anybody can have it. Is like if you're paying for the it's like $30 a month for the software, and you can sell that as an affiliate. So it's pretty cool. It's like a recurring commission thing. But Leslie said, I have a ton of questions. Um, I don't have a condensed version, but I can definitely send you the recording if you want. Um, just text me the word recording and I'll send you the recording. And then you can put it on 2x speed because it'll be on YouTube, so you can speed it up and go a lot faster through it. Some of you guys are like, why didn't I just wait for the recording? um, any other questions you guys have? Brittany asked a great question. Do you think this is an oversaturated job? It's definitely not. Okay, and here's why. Specific products can be saturated. For example, if there was 30 million people trying to sell the same pair of Nike tennis shoes, guarantee that's saturated. Like there's not enough people out there to for everybody to make multiple sales. Okay. Um, but if you've got 30 million people selling 30 million products, then that's not saturation because they're all selling different things to different people. And there are probably trillions of transactions that happen every single day on the internet. Okay. So you just need to find something that is like a specific product that is not saturated and sell that. But the same strategy applies to everything. Like at this point, I just know I can sell anything online if it has value because I know how to set it up to sell stuff. So, um, sorry, I don't actually know. Is there like a little X on the chat box? The little gray X, maybe you can click that. Also, if you put in the chat that you want the recording, I'm not going to be able to see that after we get off of here, so I won't be able to send it to you. So if you can just either send me an email, reply to one of my emails, or send me a text on my phone and just say recording, and I'll send it to you. Any other questions, guys? Oh my gosh, I'm making you guys wait for the Amazon gift card. I'm so sorry. Okay. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to randomly pick somebody from the participants side. I'm going to cover up the names and I'm just going to pick one of these. Somebody give me a number between 1 and 3. The only number is 2. Give me a number between 1 and 10. 7. I'm gonna do 7. Okay, so I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we got Laura, Lora. Laura is the winner for the $50 Amazon gift card. Congrats. Okay, Laura. And she chose number 7. How cool is that? Okay, so Laura, what I need you to do is I need you to send me a text. That way I can just text me your email address, or you can reply to my email, either one, and just let me know, hey, I'm Laura. I want a $50 gift card, and I'll send it to you. Um, all right. Well, if you guys need to go, feel free to go. Just FYI, if you were interested in the um, Elite Mentorship or Digital Wealth Academy and you can't find the information you're looking for, the answers to your questions, I'm going to put my phone number one more time in the chat. Literally, this is my cell phone number. Okay. There's no spam text coming from this. There's no, um, nobody like is going to be pestering you. It's literally just my personal cell phone. Okay. So if you text me there, I will answer your questions and I won't send you any spam. But happy to happy to chat if you guys have more questions about anything. And yeah, any questions before we go? God bless you guys. Thanks so much for hopping on, and hope you guys have a great rest of your week. We'll talk soon.